Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Let's Build Business by ELYSIUM. You'll probably notice we're missing the very articulate Alex today, who's having a much needed break. So Ollie and I are here to lead the way. And as you can see, we made a cracking start. So let's just do a super quick intro. We're ELYSIUM. Originally, we were sort of think agency, for those of you that have heard our name on a few podcasts. Welcome to ELYSIUM. The whole point of ELYSIUM is we believe that the future is a gift, and we are about how we embrace that future and empower small business and individuals, experienced professionals, how we reinvent them and give them the tools to be able to be automation, AI automation specialists in their own industries. It's really about helping everyone share in the upside of change and really thriving in this new sort of AI revolution rather than being displaced by it. So how does that work? We're very lucky. Alex has already got an existing business where he has the 3-pillar framework. It's just not yet automated. So our goal is to provide an out-of-the-box solution for small agencies and also for those professionals that have been displaced and they want to reinvent themselves, retool themselves for the future. And it's about giving you everything you need in that one box. You don't need to be a tech specialist, an AI specialist. And I'm really an example of that. I'm sort of that conduit between Web 2 business world and my passion for Web 3. And it's like, how do we join those together and empower small business and give them the same tools that large enterprises are being offered? And let's be honest, what the big four, what these big groups are offering, it will freeze out small business. It's there to aid big business. As usual, small business will be left behind. They'll be squeezed out, outpriced out of the market. And also, most importantly, it's very, very important that we keep our privacy. ELYSIUM to us is all about reinvention, and we're very happy to welcome you here today. We usually have a little bit of an intro of the three of us, and then we have like a builder of the week. And we're very excited this week we get to speak to Ryan, who introduced his build last week. We'll get him to talk all about it. And then we get to meet the lovely Gina today as well. And I can't wait to hear her story, particularly as a female founder in crypto. So good morning, everyone, and we'll get started.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Ollie Dale, otherwise known as No Credits. I live in Auckland in New Zealand. Michelle and Alex live in Sydney. And Alex is away with family this week. So shout out to Alex. We miss you, buddy, and very jealous of you being at the beach. Scumbag. So let's go right into Ryan. I asked Ryan yesterday, how do you want me to introduce you, Ryan? And he says, just say Ryan's cool. I thought that was very good. I love it.
Perfect.
Very apt. But yeah, I'd love to hear your story, Ryan, but more about you as well as what you're building. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about what you've built?
Thanks for having me on. I kind of go by Schisler, and people that really know me, they'll call me Ryan. There's only one Schisler on Guam. I'm from a real small island in the Pacific, so everybody kind of knows me as Schisler, and so I just kind of stuck with that. With when I joined Web3 and started doing the crypto thing, I just kind of stuck with that, and my tag is from Guam because there's not a lot of us out there. So that's just a real quick background. I'm not a coder. I don't know computers. I'm an outside guy. I worked on the boat. My current job is a manager of a restaurant. So I've been there for almost 10 years now. So on the feet, on the go. I'm not a sit down and stare at the screen kind of person. This vibe coding has been a challenge because I can get like 2 hours and then I gotta go smoke a joint or something. I can't sit here and stare at the screen for too long. But so I've been just trying to learn vibe coding and crypto and try to stay with the times, trying to not get left in the dust with all the advances in technology these days, because it seems to happen at a lightning pace. And turning, well, I don't even know, I'm gonna be 40 in a few years, and I'm just like, don't want to get left in the dust and be the old man who doesn't know how to work the computer anymore. So just trying to stay with the times and do what I can and help where I can, and pretty much just about the vibes. So happy to learn and happy to help, and just been trying to like connect people through the few years that I've been doing crypto and Twitter, and just if I see something that someone else might be interested in, I'll be like, hey, why don't you check this out? Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I don't know anything. So just here trying to see what is what. And so I'm liking what I'm seeing with ELYSIUM and Think Agents, and I think there's a bright future for everybody involved, and happy to be here.
Nice. I've been to Guam twice. It's a beautiful place. Very jealous, and hopefully I'll get back there again one day. Love your sunsets. They're awesome.
Yeah, I walk my dog down to the beach every day, so I'm happy for the sunrise. My
you're
favorite,
on the other side. Yeah, nice.
My favorite is the moonrise over the beach. So my background on my computer is my dog Odin in the water at a moonrise right at the beach near my house.
Beautiful.
That's awesome. Awesome stuff. Well, we'd love to see your little build that you've done, and give us some history. We know it's a personal project for you. And, you know, we did take a little bit of Mickey out of it last week, but it is actually a really cool idea. So tell us what inspired you and the process of building it out.
Okay, so what I'm working on currently is a wedding RSVP website. The inspiration was I recently attended a wedding for a friend, and he sent me a WhatsApp message with a link to a website to RSVP for his brother's wedding. So that kind of like sparked the idea, and I figured, well, I could do that. Like I don't know how they got it to become a reality, but I figured I can make this coming from the Think Agent building classes, and I was like, oh, I could probably vibe code this. I did do 2 hackathons with the Bearish AF community on Abstract, so I had a little bit of like experience with vibe coding. So I was like, let me just try and do something for myself, and maybe it'll work. So far it's working. It's a simple, started off with just a simple click the link, takes you to the landing page, you click RSVP, and it'll save your RSVP in the Supabase database. So I expanded a little bit from that main idea and have a way to edit your RSVP. I have a photo gallery you can add photos to, and then a little wedding detail button that you can expand and have some like frequently asked questions and stuff. So I started with a conversation with LLM. I think I just started with Grok. So I use Grok to get a PDR that Nick suggested. We have a plan of action for the AI agent to build off of. So I used AI to make a plan. I took the plan and put it into Replit first. Replit made the initial code of the site. Then I took that code, gave it to Versal, because Versal does a good job with like the buttons and making it look pretty. So I dropped the code into Versal, connected the Versal build to GitHub so that the repository can sync with Replit and Versal. So I have the files saved locally on my computer as a backup, just in case I break it. I can go back and start from scratch. And then, so once I have Versal connected with GitHub, connected with Supabase for the database, that's kind of the trifecta that happens. So if I need to make an edit, I can edit it in Versal, which will push to GitHub. and then it should be live, or I could edit in Replit/Cursor. I started using Cursor, push the changes to GitHub, and then that automatically deploys via Versal since it's connected. So there's this cycle of pulling the main Git and pushing the main Git and deploying.
Have you got something you can share with us? Can we see a live demo?
Yes. Don't freak out. I've only done this once before, so I'm going to try and share my screen without. Okay.
But I love this. This is an example of, so did you sort of build this out in Builders Hub or in Agent 101 or with N+M?
So N+N did help a lot in one area when because I did add a chat bot to the site to ask some simple questions. And sorry, 1 second. So mostly on the site, and then N+N did help. I was having an issue with getting them to talk to each other, and he used his computer to work with a different LLM that was better at coding so that he could fix the code so that it would work. So he helped me get the chatbot working. And then I gave him access to the Git repository so that he could actually change the code. And then that helped a lot.
I just love, see, it's just an example of how the community all comes together to help each other. And that's really what ELYSIUM is about as well. It's connecting all these incredible builders that might not have all the answers to connect with each other, but also to connect with those outside of the ecosystem to give them the tools that they need. So many business owners have absolutely no idea how to reach developers. It shouldn't just be for large enterprises. It should be accessible to all.
I've still got his code too, so let me know if you guys want to get a free gift from his wedding.
Yeah.
I love that. And I was about to say that would surely sort of be the next layer, right? You could have the gift registry on there as well. It could really be a one-stop shop. And also perhaps at the end of the wedding, you could also use the same website to perhaps upload the photos that maybe guests would then like to download. That could be another element at the end. And perhaps you could then also, I remember from my own wedding, the hardest thing was after the wedding, having to write all the thank you notes to every single guest that came. Perhaps you could use that website to generate a personal note to each and every guest that attended the wedding. That could be another really clever way to layer on.
Yeah, that's a good, I'll remember that, because I do have the Supabase database, and then I can collect the names and I can
exactly
do that.
And then again, all of a sudden that then becomes a tool that event spaces can use. So perhaps if you're a business where you host weddings or any sort of event that requires RSVP and follow up, there you go. That's something that you can pop on to our marketplace, plug in, and then businesses can hop on and add to their agent suite.
While Ryan's sharing his screen, we've got hands up from Stupid and Ray. You're muted.
From Stupid. Hi, my name's Chris. I'm a recovering alcoholic. This is the wrong meeting. Oh, shit, I forgot. So, dude, I love this because this just happened yesterday. I was at an event, celebration for my dad because he passed away. It's okay. Everything's all right. But somebody asked me, my aunt asked me, she goes, did you get our RSVP? I'm like, well, what's it for? I'm like, is it a magnet? And is it the one I have stuck on my fridge? She says, yes. And I said, then I think I got it because I have like 4 of them stuck on the fridge. So this is so awesome. I love this idea, like, where you can check it, not where you have to recheck the, hey, are you coming? Are you not coming? Gift registry sounds great. I love the idea for anything, for a party, for anything. It's a great idea. And that's all I want to say about that.
Thanks, Stupid. We're gonna. I still can't
you can
say that with a straight face.
That's
That's okay.
You call yourself stupid, we'll call you stupid. So
that's right. I'm not quite sure what to do.
Ray,
there.
you got your hand up.
Yeah, I was just going to make some of the same suggestions that everybody else made. I know my sister; she does hair. I have a good friend that does photography. I mean, the weddings, there's so many sort of tangents that you could take that as a business model and really thrive and earn a great deal of exposure and money, and being a value add. And there's caterers, there's musicians, there's videographers, there's just a bunch of other things. It's really a big hullabaloo. So just wanted to throw that out there for Schistlers who's making this. Give them some ideas.
Amazing. Awesome. I can't wait to see. All right, Ryan, let's do it.
Okay. Can you see? I think I'm sharing. Can you see?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, first time. So
That's okay.
bear with me. Okay. So if I click over here, does that change it?
Yep.
Yep, perfect.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is Versal. I'm in Versal. Okay. So this should, if I click this, okay. Yeah. All right. Here's the site. Okay. We have RSVP, edit RSVP, photo gallery, and the wedding details. So the idea is I send you the link in WhatsApp. This is the landing page. So your first time here. We need to RSVP. This is the form. So we can type in anything. It should work with any email. It doesn't even have to be a real email.
Love it. Great.
All right. So that sent. I don't know why it loaded in the middle of the page, but so you can go back. You got the edit, date and time, where it's at, your schedule, details. Oh, here we go. We need to fix this. This should, yep.
Connect your wallet.
Yep. So,
Love it.
so we have the chat bot.
There's your wedding gift right there. Enter your seed
Yeah.
phrase and connect your wallet. Yes.
So you have little why connect the wallet. So connect your wallet to get a digital gift later. Is it easy? Super easy. Do I have to do this? Nope. 100%. So I didn't write any of this. The Versal AI put all these words in here. I didn't type any of this. None of this. I did type this part, but I didn't type none of this. I gave it our temporary invite, and it plugged in all the details from the invite.
Yeah, fantastic.
So
How
there's
clever.
photo gallery. This was a test image I loaded up, so that's connected. Can't really read that. Change that.
I just think it's such a great, I just think it's just such a wonderful example of having an idea and then using all your resources and also the community to actually execute it. It's fantastic. It's really,
Yes.
really great.
So we should be able
good for you.
to. I want to test the chat bot. Where was that at? I think we have to go here. Oh, yeah. The chat bot should work. Let's see if we can. There we go. Okay, chat. There we go. Chat bot popped up. Did I already make? Just in case I forget. Oh, something went wrong.
This is
Yep.
where, yeah.
Well, the cool
that
thing
right?
about Versal, all I got to do is click this, and then it'll think about it.
Amazing.
The code returns the error, revise the code to address the error. I was previewing. So yeah, it'll do its thing. This uses credits. So I have 11, 12 left of my monthly credits. So that number will go down after this is done thinking. But it beats me because I don't know what wrong. I have no idea, how to fix that. So I would either just copy paste that into Grok and be like, hey, what happened? How do I fix that? And it'll tell me what to do. But I find that Versal is pretty smart and can usually figure it out. So
Amazing.
yeah.
Well, if you layer on any additional sort of parts, make sure you update us week to week and let us know how it's going.
So yeah, that's the process. Just AI everything.
Fantastic. Well done. And Ollie, I know we have the lovely Gina with us today, and I know she's on a bit of a time frame this morning. So do you want to head into that one, and I'll do the win of the week after?
I'll never call you Ryan again. Apologies for that. No, but that's awesome, bro. And it's so cool to see a passion project come into real life like that. So do keep us updated with how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Ryan.
Now, over to Gina. So Gina, I've only just recently met. She's obviously been around for a while. You're head of operations for Think, what was it?
Head of operations for the Think Foundation's Labs Go. So essentially I work with Mike and Jesse.
So I wasn't even aware that Think Foundation had a labs. So I'm so excited to hear about this.
Oh, I mean, it essentially, you know it even if you don't know it by name. It's the people behind Thinkubator and Builders Club and all the same people.
Now, I heard that you are heading out building your own thing. So tell us about where you're from, what got you into the Think Labs, and what your future looks like.
Good questions. Well, I know you warned me that this shouldn't be a TED Talk, but at the risk of heading, I did put together some slides.
Yes.
And I thought I would just talk about some of the things I've built in the past, and not necessarily a demo of what I'm building right now. Here, let me share. Okay, so I'm rolling with the builder theme, hence the hard hat, but I have been in real estate in the past. So I have built a lot of things, but the common thread is always community. That is certainly a core value of mine. So jumping in post-college, so I moved to Korea, and I'm really putting this in here as an excuse because this is when I started to help grow and build the Ultimate Frisbee community in Korea, and when I met Red Knot. So I hunted hard on Facebook for this photo, but you might recognize his face deep in here.
That's amazing.
Stop me anytime, and feel free to jump in. But also in Korea, so this is where I really discovered my bias for entrepreneurship, and I created what was at the time the largest English-speaking rec sports organization in Korea, and hired military refs off the military base. I had all kinds of sports going on, and really convened the expat and native communities. So in terms of starting something from nothing, the branding, the outreach, the kind of thrill of building something where there wasn't something before, and seeing the benefit that it brings to the people who are involved, that's absolutely kind of like the Scooby snacks of life for me. Yeah. I also created this beer club.
Can I jump in there?
Oh yeah.
Can I jump in there for a second, Gina? Yeah, I didn't actually find the Ultimate Frisbee community, even though I played in the past, until halfway through my year there. And it was actually remarkable. It was by far the place I found in South Korea, where the Korean community and the expat community were like really combined and interacted with each other. And it was remarkable. It was notable that was the place where the two communities that are often very separate there were actually really seamlessly combined. So it really stuck out, Gina.
And we actually had totally lost touch until we both found ourselves on a Think Builders call.
Wow, that's amazing.
Augmented imagination call. It was like, wait a minute, I know that name. Okay. And then while I was in Korea, I started this beer club, which was an amazing growth engine for all of the other projects. So it's amazing how organizing around beer will really grow your email lists. And then from there, I moved to Seattle, where I did a lot of different things. I worked for a consultancy. I convened the environmental sustainability community. Shout out to Macklemore, because I threw this 700-person party sponsored by Goodwill, and then the mayor came and judged this thrifted fashion catwalk runway show kind of thing. I also started building an app with some folks. I am non-technical, but have been around kind of the product development process for a long time, and also got deep into the Seattle startup scene because we started connecting startups to tech talent at a job fair. And then I saw that there was really a gap in terms of how the community in Seattle could convene. I started Seattle Startup Week, which is a 7-day conference convening the founders and investors. And this is also when I met Alexis Ohanian for the first time. He came and saw all the branding for the week and was like, that's cool. I was like, a little starstruck.
Amazing.
So that was in 2013. And then Techstars ended up picking this up. And you might recognize that different cities have their own startup weeks. But this was like a really interesting inflection point for me, because this is right when I got recruited by WeWork, which is the co-working company. And it was really an instance of, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And even sharing on these calls, like Schisler was just sharing, like if you share and somebody else sees you, it's not necessarily somebody you know, but if they know of you, these opportunities can come into the fore. So that's when I started with WeWork, which some of you may be familiar with it for its various headlines over the years. But this was a really amazing opportunity for me. I was hired as one of the first people to expand WeWork outside of a handful of buildings in New York and California. And there's a lot I could say about WeWork, but it was an amazing opportunity to experience hyperscale and team development and change management and ecosystem. So it wasn't just about these physical locations where people could come and work, even though there were hundreds of small to enterprise businesses under one roof, and it was the team's job to connect them and kind of identify the 1 + 1 = 3 opportunities. But we also had WeWork Labs, which was an incubator offering. We had Flatiron School, which was a developer boot camp. At some point, we acquired meetup.com. And so when I joined WeWork in 2013, we were 70 employees. And by the time I left, it was 15,000 people. So really a wild ride.
What an experience.
Compressed MBA in a short amount of time. So yeah, I love startups and the adrenaline of startups and the change of startups. But later when we get to the Web3 part of things, there's still a reckoning, because Web3 is a whole different animal. But so then when I left WeWork, so most of my time there was growing and scaling a region, and I was the GM and VP for Northwest US and Canada. And then when I left, I was a global head of member experience for WeWork.
Wow.
And yeah, I could write a book here, but it was like a really amazing time. And then I left in 2020, straight into COVID. And you know, I kickstarted a rhyming book about poo with my partner. So, you know, whole spectrum. And then I joined a real estate startup that was building kind of modular apartment buildings out of mass timber components. So imagine a kit of parts that's shipped to a building site and then assembled in a matter of days. And from there, what was next? This might have been the thing that Jesse mentioned on a podcast. This is really for my own education. I'm in a vibe coding boot camp right now. And so, you know, maybe this will become a product, maybe not, maybe it was just a vehicle for education, but I'm building this attorney co-pilot because my friend is a partner at an estate planning firm, and in doing a customer validation exercise with him, it was clear that lawyers are skeptical of AI, recognize that the robots are going to take over someday, but it's a far off, vague phenomenon, and they have plenty of business. So this is really about giving them a tool that can accelerate what they're doing, but stay on their rails and very visibly have it's clear to the attorney what the AI is suggesting or doing at any given time so that they can choose to override it. I saw.
Oh, I think that could definitely become a product. I think that's more of an education piece. Yeah, incredible.
I saw a hand. I'll pause. Ray? Or
Ray?
You
have you got your hand up?
Yeah, sorry, I'm also making dinner. Listening, and I had to walk away from the computer for a second. Speaking of people knowing you and what you're doing, I am a developer. I have an app called the Depo app for depositions for lawyers and court reporters. I have a patent for a machine learning algorithm that basically cuts the agencies out. But I created a agent recently that I'm going to incorporate in that site, which does a lot of research, deep research for legal matters. I would love for you to reach out, see if maybe we could work something out together.
Cool.
Yeah,
I love this. Yeah, no end of ideas, and then people in this group willing to put in the time and effort to act on them. Like, I really love the spirit of this group.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm no money.root agent 666 Doom Crew in Discord if you want to ping me.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
And then to speak to some of Ollie's questions in the beginning, so after this very Web 2 real estate startup community career is when I met Mike and Jesse and started working with them. This is an image of the Decentralized AI Day conference that Johnny and I put together in Denver. I don't know if any of you were there, but
I do. I remember watching you though. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Johnny's the reason why this room looks amazing. But yes, it's coming from Web 2, the Web 3, learning the culture, the norms of communication, the norms of how things happen. Like, it's been like a really interesting and humbling experience for me. I joined this program called SheFi that focuses on teaching people identifying as women, just like the Web3 world, and how to be, yeah, that was not the best, how to be more fluent. And that's something that I'm still working on, but I've been thrown into the deep end with tokenomics and foundations and wallets, and I have a working glossary, pages and pages long. I'm just trying to learn everything I can while making sure that I expand my knowledge with AI and the tools that are available, and now working with a team to really stand up the Thinkubator in a more robust way. And what does that program look like, and how can we best resource the projects and grow the ecosystem? And then with ELYSIUM in particular, like, I'm very bullish on that idea. And because I have such a Web 2 business orientation, like, I'm really excited to put your tools to work.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I ask you, Gina, because look, I think in a large network of female founders, I think about 250, I think in my network currently at the moment, we are outnumbered, and it is a challenge in Web 2. And I just wondered if you found that breaking into sort of Web 3, whether our representation it's even less in Web 3. And I think what's been the specific challenge that you found as a female sort of founder to sort of overcome in the crypto AI industry? And then I think additionally, what advice then would you give any women trying to sort of break into this field?
Yeah. So being in real estate and tech, I'm no stranger to being the only woman in the room, but and don't love it when that happens. And even with the broader think team, it's largely men. There are largely men on these calls, luckily they all seem to be wonderful. But it would be great to see more women in the room. And I think, especially as I've been trying to learn Web3, and everybody, I parachuted into this strange land where everybody speaks a strange language, and then when someone nice tries to explain something to me, they don't realize that they're already light years ahead, so that the words that they're using to try to explain something complex are still beyond me. So I was really excited to find SheFi, like this program that is specifically trying to break these concepts down without trying to make anyone feel stupid. And so yeah, I really admire anyone who's trying to make these topics be accessible for a diverse group of people. And I've connected with some people in my network who have kind of gone into the Web3 space, where like some women have kind of thought twice about like, oh, I landed here and like, should I really be here? Or, it's hard, and should I back out? So I think that some of the women, unfortunately, who join crypto find their way out because it's a less welcoming place. But it'll really take, everybody being a friend and being like a little bit more mindful that of how things are framed and who's welcome into the room, and if they don't see somebody who looks like them, how they might think twice about joining again.
Well, we are very, very excited to have you here, Gina, and I think your experience and expertise, I think particularly, I think we'd just be so lucky to even have you in the room with us to help us sort of move forward. And it's really interesting seeing what you have been able to achieve in larger companies. And then I think what we're trying to do is distill it down so that the average person, even if they've only got 5 employees, or even if it's only themselves, have access to the same tools, so that we're not being left behind. And I think that's our key message here. And I think that's really, really important. So what project do you see yourself potentially bringing to our businesses that are coming in, and also to our marketplace?
Well, I'm keen, especially because I understand like Web 2 is so much more accessible to me, and the ELYSIUM value prop is so clear to me that these traditional companies just need a hand into the agentic future. That like you have my full attention, and really want to put these tools to work, and have a lot of people in my network who are like lined up to be clients. But there are so like, speaking more broadly, like I love that there are like entire companies shaped in the course of one of these builders calls. Like somebody has an idea, somebody has another lens to put on it, somebody has tried that before, and then this is the flywheel of entrepreneurship in here is like on hyperdrive.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally agree. I think that's what's so exciting about it. And I hope the numbers keep building. And I think I would hope that people understand that it doesn't matter how small the tool is that you've built, that it's really just about, I think using your network as well. I think it's how do we monetize our network going forward? How do we use the skills that we have, the connections that we have, and not be left behind? And I think individually, I mean, as much as all the layers work down from Think will only work as well as it does because it's part of the Think Institute, etc. And it's about us all working together. I love how it's distilled all the way now to the bottom, where we could come up with one idea, like Ryan, how fantastic, I just want to build a website for an RSVP, and then we can layer that into our community and build on it, and together create something, quite wonderful, really exciting. Ollie, what about wins of the week? Or sorry, before that, we open the floor. Anyone have any questions for Gina?
I just wanted to make sure you'd finished, Gina. Was that the last of your presentation?
Oh, I just had one more slide that had.
Well done, Ollie. Sorry,
no,
Gina.
I was done.
Carry on. That's all right, Gina. You want to show us your last slide?
Oh no, it's just the logo for the Thinkubator. It's just I'm on the team that is trying to help everybody build and have the community win together.
So on that, just briefly before you have to go, because I know you need to go now, but from your side of things, from the Thinkubator, like I've seen a couple of businesses go in already, and then it looks like we're a part of that as well, which is super exciting. From your side, what is it like to see these companies come in and be, for you to be part of a solution that really can propel them into the future?
Yeah, I feel like I've been close to the entrepreneurship community for a long time, and I love working with founders because they see the world through this lens of possibility and optimism, and they want to solve something. And then I feel like here in the Think team and the broader Think community, there's such a diverse set of expertise that can help propel them toward where they want to go. And when you are working on a problem, oftentimes it's just like right in front of your face, and there's so much that you can't see. So to have a team of people who can point out, how you thought of this, or people in your situation usually think about 1, 2, 3, or we have a template for that, or just all of these kind of accelerator pieces that you can offer someone and then see them take to the next step or get that first win, or that next win is like really gratifying.
Yeah, it would be hugely exciting. Yeah.
That's awesome. Any questions from the crew? No one's got their hands up. That's good. Thank you so much, Gina. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks for yes, yeah. It was lovely to actually learn more about you, and we hope we get the pleasure of you joining us every week. And thank you so much for the support as well. Been fantastic.
What an amazing history. So cool that you're part of our community.
I know, a little bit intimidating, but we'll take what we can get.
All right. Yeah. Talk soon.
Thanks, Gina.
Take care. Thanks so much,
All right.
Gina.
So Michelle, you were going to talk about interesting AI offerings of the week.
Yes, actually, I found a really interesting one this week. Okay, so now this is definitely at the moment, I think, pitched towards larger enterprises and organizations. But I came across this really cool company called Aparte. I think that's how you say it, Aparte. It's actually, I think, named after the Greek goddess of deceit. Now, it's super cool. It's, I guess, the AI version of, when you get a spam call and you start engaging with them just to talk to them, and then sort of put it on the side, and then just don't hang up your phone, and then they're trapped in a cycle for an hour. I think it's very similar to that. So it gives you real-time sort of scam alerts, but it's really about bot engagement, and it's about disrupting scams earlier. It's really, really, really quite interesting. So I guess it's geared as like an AI platform for fraud prevention. And it really made me think about, so I think at the moment it'd be like bank scams, etc. But it really made me think about how important this would be in crypto. So it's really using conversational AI bots to pick up on specific, I guess, language to disrupt to like scams and phishing. So I just thought it was such a cool idea, and I think it's one of those industries where, scams, we all know it costs literally billion. I think even in Australia alone, it costs $3 billion a year, I think, in scams. So I think to have an agent that's created to engage with customers on the phone and through chatbots, and then sort of take them down also the garden path and talk to them and actually engage with them and keep them online for hours, I think was super, super clever. So it really made me think about whether or not there was a builder in our group that could build this kind of tool for our agency in a box solution. So when we have, I just think an anti-scam or phishing tool would be an incredible, I think, asset to, I guess, that out-of-the-box solution for agencies and businesses.
I'm a big fan of Pierogi and Scam Beta and Jim Browning and all those that community. I love watching their stuff. I just love seeing all those scammers being taken down. So
it's brilliant.
Anything in that line makes me happy.
Yeah. No, fantastic. And what about wins of the week, anyone? What's the wins of the week for everyone this week? Nick, have you got anything? What have you built this week? Is he there? Nick, are you there?
He just unmuted.
Yes, he did.
The wrong mic set. All right. So yeah, Wood caught me out. Think about this. So I've been working on Clippy a little bit more and Yappy as well. Got the editor suite finished on Clippy. I'm working on the tooling that's going into all of that, kind of being able to do things like the thumbnail generation, maybe some additional image generation into it, and a metric ton of analysis. Like the level of analysis is going to be able to be performed on these transcripts is absolutely beautiful. But
exciting.
I've had an idea here recently. I don't know if y'all saw me talk about it any, but I've launched some music on Spotify, SoundCloud, etc. Just some stuff I've been working on the side. And I came up with an idea last night. I don't know how much I'm going to share right now, but I'm pretty sure nobody's even ever done this before on chain or anything like that. So I do have something new that I'm actually working on right now to see if I can get it together because nobody's done it before.
So does that mean we have to watch this space until next week?
I should have something together by next week, yeah.
All right, awesome. Okay, well, we can't wait for that one, Nick, because I know you're prolific, which is why I asked what you'd created this week. I think wins for us, Ollie, what do you think? I think the podcast that Alex did with Jesse and Mikey was an absolute cracker.
Actually, I'd love to get the feedback from everyone here about that because it was the official podcast of the week from the Think team. We've come to know and love the things that they put out every Monday. And when I got to sit down and watch that, I was just so proud of the way Alex was able to answer the questions and really put ELYSIUM to the fore. So what did everyone else think? Stupid, you had your hand up?
Yes, I did. So I have my phone sitting here because I was watching it before this, and so I'm halfway to like, maybe 55% through. Yeah, I haven't seen the whole thing, but as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna go watch this because it was fantastic. I was like, okay, yeah, this is absolutely awesome. I love what they were talking about. I love what ELYSIUM was, like, no, we're gonna own our stuff. No, you guys go ahead and you guys take care of each other. Like Mikey explained it pretty decently. Like, yeah, they're just going to be swapping money between all the big companies while, basically the message for me was we're going to be decentralized, doing our own thing, kind of like a swarm. That's what I got. That's where I'm at so far. So I'm
nice. Well, the second half's even better, so that's good.
That's right. Second half is even better. Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I would agree. You can even see if you look on the bottom, you can see the spike in viewership or over the second half, which was pretty fun to see. Like I was watching, I was like, oh, it looks like it just keeps getting better and better, and it really did. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I think in the end, the part that probably stuck out to me the most was towards the end when they said, you know what, we need 10 more Nicks because Nick can't build everything. Which is great because sometimes it's like, oh yeah, Nick could probably just build that, but it is actually a good reminder to like, keep going. There's plenty to do. So and that actually I think tied into my win of the week because I got to present yesterday at Builders Club, an app that I built, and it got really good reception from the team, which was awesome. That was very awesome. Yeah, so then
maybe we can book you in for next week as Builder of the Week, and we can see what a week's work can make on your app.
Okay, well, yeah, we can see. I think right now, it's I haven't done any additional work on it because I spent any time I spent on it today was thinking about productization. Now, so I had a follow-up with Alex Burnett because he immediately reached out to help me think about like, okay, well, is this a fun project? Do you want to open source it to the, and just put it out to the community, or do you want to see if we could build a business around it? I was like, well, I think we should at least see. And so we went through a session this morning, and we'll keep doing that to think, okay, is there a good place where there could be product market fit? So it's last thing I'll say is it's kind of feels like, well, if that goes well, then I'm right at the beginning of that entrepreneurship on hyperdrive that we're trying to do. So looking forward to experiencing that if this is the one, or if not, find something else that'll work.
Just keep pushing. Exactly right. I think there's going to be so many ideas. It's almost like, imagine being back when Apple first released the iPhone and the App Store. I mean, just imagine, that's almost how we feel, right? We're all the way back there. And I think what's so exciting about this is we're giving the opportunity for builders who, you don't have to be a huge prolific builder like Nick. You don't have to be an expert like Nick. You can build these small tools like Ryan, Ed, you're building something as well. And then it can go on of our marketplace. And the great thing is it's about connecting the smaller builders as well as the larger builders. It's just, I think, just all about community, and just the way Jesse and Mikey can always conduct themselves. It's always community first. It's always community first. And I think that's what's so exciting, I think, about Think. Yeah.
And also connecting those builders with the demand, creating a demand in the marketplace via agency owners from all over the world going out and building their own business, meeting businesses and coming back and saying, I need apps, give me apps. So
exactly.
That's cool.
Because ultimately, the solution lies in Web 3, but the market is in Web 2. So it's, how do you connect the two of them? And at the moment, you have to be a large enterprise with deep pockets in Web 2 to be able to connect to those AI solutions. And what we're saying is we need to disrupt that. We need a change. We need a way forward.
So Matthew left a comment saying, damn, I overslept. Will the recording be available? We're actually considering putting the whole show from today up, but keep in touch. Reach out to me on Discord, and I'll make sure you get a copy one way or the other.
Awesome. Thanks, Ollie. And Nick, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that anybody that's interested in learning to build like Nick, you can just come to class in an hour. So class starts in an hour, guys.
Is that the new name? Build like Nick?
Build like Nick.
Sure.
I
guess we can call it
should be.
now on.
Yeah, Build like Nick. It's actually the most.
I've got some questions
title
for you, Nick, so I'll be there.
Does anyone else have any? Sorry, Ollie.
No, that's all right. No, we talk over each other.
Any questions? Any wins of the week? Anyone got anything else to share?
Go, Stupido.
Yes, I'm gonna be running a build like stupid in about 2 hours if I can get it up and running. No, I think you guys should go watch Nick, not me, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
No credits, Matthew. You can find me on Discord as No Credits, so just find me in there, ping me a message. Even just tag me in the ELYSIUM channel in the Think Discord. That's fine, and I can get in touch with you that way. The link for Nick's classes will be in the event schedule page on the Think Discord as well, so you can find that there.
And if anyone wants to reach out sort of between builders meetings, we do have our side channel in Discord under ELYSIUM. We'd be lovely to try and get that up and running so it's a little bit more active. And I think also for anyone to sort of put their hand up and go, actually, I've got something to present next week. We would absolutely love to feature at a minimum 1, even 2 sort of builders of the week. So share what you're building, and it can be a work in progress. It doesn't need to be a polished product. This is really about getting out there. And again, the community, as you've seen today, chip in, help each other, can layer on different ideas, and together we can grow and be stronger. Yeah,
she's the builder that we need. She's the experience that we just, this community is so much stronger for people like Gina, and everyone here has probably got a story like that. So we look forward to people sharing their stories, and for us getting to know you and to build that community trust level, because as we build ELYSIUM, the more we trust each other, the faster we'll grow.
Look, totally agree. And I think what's really interesting, I'm sure a lot of you listened to Mikey G's podcast with Jesse this week. And of course, and now I've just completely lost my train of thought. That's right. So what I was going to say is it's really one of, and it comes across in so many of Jesse's conversations, but mentorship has been fundamental, I think, to Jesse's journey. And I think what is so wonderful about the Think Team, and Gina again has an example of really a founder and someone that's worked in the entrepreneurial space with so much experience and so much to share. And I think one of the things I love so much about the Think Team is they surround themselves with the best people, but they're so generous with their time. They're so generous with their advice and their experience. And really, for a lot of us, it's very hard to find mentors in life in general, let alone in this space. And I think many of us are very lucky. We really have the team as our mentors. And I think it's crazy to not make the most of that and maximize it. Attend, every builders meeting you can, listen to every podcast. The team is so accessible. Ask questions, put your hand up. And I think that's what is so special, I think, about this community is what we have at our fingertips. Yeah.
Good work. Another great episode of Let's Build Business. As ELYSIUM builds out and grows, you'll see more and more of the ELYSIUM side of things in these meetings. And as we start to build and connect, we get to celebrate those connections. So keep coming back every week. If you guys have any suggestions of special guests you'd like to have on, reach out to us, let us know. We'll see what we can do. It doesn't matter who they are. We'll find them and get them on. But it'll be great to see everyone back this time next week as well. So see you then.
Amazing. Thanks for coming, everyone.